Now, what exactly is anger? Anger is an emotional state that varies in intensity from mild irritation to intense fury and rage. Anger is a secondary emotion. Primary emotions are such as fear, frustration, anxiety, sorrow. Inevitable precedes the experience of anger. That's the concern. Generally, anger replaces these primary emotions so quickly that we never notice them. Beneath the primary emotions lie unmet needs. When the needs that we feel and it is not met is where the anger actually starts. Now, there are a lot of consequences of anger. It's important that you understand the harmful consequences of anger to others and to yourself. Some of the potential consequences of anger could be physical harm to someone or self, loss of family, friends, loss of a job, destruction of property, loss of social privileges, going to jail, in fact, getting a bad reputation as well. What is anger management? To understand what anger management is, look at a famous phrase said by the well-known Greek philosopher Aristotle. In double quotes, he says, "Anybody can be angry, that is easy. But to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, that is not easy." So anger management is all about learning to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way. Now, why do we need anger management? See, I can understand when we say we manage things which are very precious to us, like money, like property, something which will take us ahead. But why do you want to manage anger, a negative emotion? Anger is not the problem. Yes, you heard it right. Anger is not the problem. Out of control anger is the problem. If you do not deal with anger correctly, it has a way of building up over time. Before you know it, you can be in a position where anger is controlling you and become a negative influence in your life. Being proactive with anger management will help to ensure it remains a healthy emotion that protects you from unnecessary hurt or threats. The purpose of your anger is to protect you. If you couldn't feel angry, you would be at a big disadvantage. But like any powerful tool, you need to know how to use it. Now, why? Again, understanding a little more about anger management. There are basically two general ways in which your anger can hurt you and those you love. Those are like explosion and also suppression. Let us understand each in detail. Explosion is basically reacting in a very big way during this time, and anger energy passing through you does not allow you to think. It's like you just exploded and everyone around you gets hurt. Your first priority, however, needs to be damage control by avoiding the explosion. Try to take a deep breath, one or two, to avoid the reacting before you regain control. The second one, suppression, is where you are so unwilling to admit that you are angry, that you stuff your feeling deep inside yourself. When you do that, the anger does not go away, but only goes underground. You do not lose anger, you only lose track of it. Even though you may have told yourself that whatever happened doesn't matter, your unconscious knows better. Suppressed anger can go several ways. It can cause you to turn off, to shut down as far as your feeling towards the people around you. It can also form into landmines which are prone to be triggered and to amuse the people around you. So there are a few steps of how to manage anger. So let us look at the steps of effective anger management to get control of inappropriate and unproductive anger. Step one is hostile log, I would call it as hostile log, or we could also call it as an anger log. So use the anger log to monitor the triggers your anger and the frequency of your anger response. When you know what makes you anger, you will be in much better position to develop strategies to contain or to channel it effectively. Step two is acknowledge that you have a problem managing anger. It is observed truth that you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. So it's important to identify and accept that anger is a roadblock to your success. Step 3, use support network. If anger is a problem, let the important people in your life know about the chances you are trying to make. They can be a source of motivation, and their support will help you when you lapse into your older behavior patterns. Step 4, ask anger management techniques to interrupt the anger cycle. Great. Or you could use those techniques. Know how well these techniques could help you manage or interrupt the anger cycle. So using techniques would be like pausing. When you get anger, pause for a while, it comes down. Take deep breaths. Tell yourself you can handle the situation and stop the negative thoughts. Negative thoughts impacts a lot and aggravates the anger within you. Step 5 is use empathy. If another person is the source of your anger, try to see the situation from his or her perspective. Remind yourself to be objective and realize that everyone makes mistakes, and it is through mistakes that people learn how to improve. Step 6, laugh at yourself. Humor is often the best medicine. Learn to laugh at yourself and not take everything so seriously. The next time you feel tempted to kick something, think about how silly it would look and see the humor in your appropriate, in your inappropriate expression of anger. Step 7 is relax. Angry people are often the ones who let the little things bother them. If you learn to calm down, right, you will realize that there is no need to get uptight and you will have fewer anger episodes. Step 8 is build trust. Angry people can be cynical people. They believe that others are going to do something on purpose or annoying or frustrate them even before it happens. If you can build trust in people, you will be less likely to become angry with them when something does go wrong, and more likely to attribute the problem to something other than the malicious intent. Step 9 is listen. Miscommunication contributes to frustrating and mistrusting situations. The better you listen to what a person is saying, the better you will be able to find a resolution that does not involve an anger response. And step 10 is be assertive. Be assertive, not aggressive. When you are angry, it is often difficult to express yourself properly. You are too caught up in the negative emotion to put together solid argument or appropriate response. If you learn to assert yourself and let other people know your expectations, boundaries, issues, and so on, you will have much more interpersonal success. Step 11, live positively. Life is short and it is much better spent positively than negatively. Realize that if you spend all your time getting angry, you will miss out on many joys and surprises that life has to offer. Step 12, forgive and forget. To ensure that changes you are making so much deeper than the surface, you need to forgive the people in your life that have angered you, or forget the issues that have had with them. It is not easy letting go of past hurts and resentments, but the only way to move past your anger is to let go these feelings and start fresh. Let's recap the steps of anger management. Step 1, maintain an anger log. Step 2, acknowledge that you have a problem managing anger. Step 3, use your support network. Step 4, use anger management techniques to interrupt the anger cycle. Step 5, use empathy. Step 6, laugh at yourself. Step 7, relax. Step 8, build trust. Step 9, listen. And step 10, be assertive. Step 11, live positively. And step 12, forgive and forget. Now let's understand the model that I was talking about. Professor Richard Nelson Johns of the UK has developed a good structure to use for anger management called as CUDSAIR. The acronym CUDSAIR stands for C says confront, U says understand, D says define, S says search, A says agree, I says implement, and R says review. CUDSAIR can be applied to any problem that makes you angry. Through using CUDSAIR, the problem is confronted, understood, and defined. Solution for the problem are searched, and then the most difficult part of agreeing on a certain solution is done. The solutions are implemented and most importantly reviewed. During review, if you feel that this method works well for you, then reapply this structure next time you confront anger triggering patterns. Now, how to use CUDSAIR? Confrontation, where you all confront the problem instead of one another and see what is the point of your anger. The first step of it. Second, it says understand, which means you understand how each of you are feeling and grant the right to disagree. Third one says define, which is to mark out the area of disagreement. And then S stands for search, where you look for solutions. When I say agreement, it means it might be good or bad, it might work or not, but the point is you see what concessions have been made, applaud it and see what can be done. I is implementation of solution, and R says review, which means you let some time pass and then go back and see if you can do anything better in this time around.